1923 has been throwing some major curveballs this season. Yet despite the heavy emotions, I think we can all admit that the pacing has been somewhat slow so far. But don't worry, the real excitement is coming in the next episode. If the previous episode was all about setting the stage, the next one is going to make things explode. So let's talk about it. One moment that truly stuck with me in the last episode was Alexandra's experience when she first arrived at Ellis Island. The whole process felt like a nightmare for her, watching her being pushed around, humiliated, and literally stripped of her dignity. Not going to lie, it was tough to witness. Here's the thing, though. Even though I felt for her from beginning to end, I was also left wondering why she didn't just go through the U.S. Embassy and apply for a visa before she left. I mean, why go through all that trauma? But I guess she was either too impatient or didn't have the right documentation, which left her in a mess at Ellis Island. In the end, it was heartbreaking, and I'm glad we're past that part of the story. Unfortunately, the danger doesn't stop there. The episode ended with a man stalking her to the restroom at the train station. One theory is that he will steal her belongings, leaving her with nothing but her train ticket. I mean, can you imagine being a woman traveling alone across the country in the 1920s with no money at all? What a nightmare. Another theory is that she will kill the man and then run away, covered in blood, something you might remember from the trailer. In that case, she'll still hop on the train, but this time with the fear of being caught at any moment. Can you imagine Alexandra being arrested? I certainly can't. Based on the upcoming episode's title, Journey the Rivers of Iron, I'm guessing Alexandra will have a rough train ride ahead. Yes, she'll catch the train eventually, but if the first theory is correct, she will be without money, facing hunger and extreme cold before help arrives. If the second theory plays out, she will try to hide at every turn. No matter which scenario happens, it's likely she will meet someone on the train who initially seems helpful but turns out to have questionable motivations. In fact, there's a theory that Alexandra might end up in the hands of Donald Whitfield as a candidate to become one of his slaves. Yes, you heard that right. Things are about to get seriously dangerous for Alexandra, and I'm not sure we're ready for this. Even if she survives the train ride without dying or being arrested, it's hard to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Plus, we've already seen most of her key scenes from the trailer, which isn't a great sign. Could we really be saying goodbye to Alexandra this early in the season? Let me know what you think. On Spencer's side of things aren't looking much brighter. In the last episode, his path took a devastating turn after he was tasked with transporting illegal whiskey with Luca. Things went south when they spotted federal agents. Spencer suggested lying low to avoid confrontation, but Luca decided to push forward anyway. His decision led to his tragic death, and Spencer was forced to watch it happen. I absolutely felt for Spencer in that scene, but I also couldn't stop questioning, why did he have to get involved with the Italian mafia in the first place? Can anyone explain how this storyline contributes to his journey? Because I honestly can't think of any reason. And now, once again, he's all alone. Don't worry, though, he won't be alone for long. In the next episode, he meets Marshall Fawcett, a character who seems like she could become a major player in the series moving forward. At first, Fawcett will be skeptical, questioning why Spencer is in Texas. But after hearing his story, she will show him some sympathy. And thank God, because Spencer desperately needs help at this point. Fawcett's involvement is critical, and I have a feeling their partnership could become pivotal, not just for their own storylines, but also for other characters like Tiana. Speaking of Tiana, it looks like her troubles are far from over. At a cattle ranch, the owner allows Tiana and the others to stay for a while. But with Kent and Father Renaud still hunting her, it's clear that danger is always just around the corner. Plus, her wanted posters are plastered across the state. So even if Kent or Renaud don't find her first, someone else eventually will. But let's be honest, no one is scarier than Kent or Renaud. Am I the only one who absolutely hates these men? I hope not. The good news is that law enforcement is now aware of their crimes, so they're not only after Tiana. In the next episode, when she is finally captured and judgment is forced upon her, Spencer's guidance will be crucial. Then there's Elizabeth, who is still struggling with the aftermath of a wolf bite. Her condition isn't improving, and she's becoming increasingly difficult to handle. I know a lot of people dislike her because of this. Her reactions certainly create tension, especially with Kara, who eventually snaps and slaps some sense into her. But I have to admit, that scene left me with mixed feelings. Yes, on one hand, Elizabeth clearly needed a wake-up call. But on the other hand, I felt so bad for her. She's going through so much, and her health is hanging by a thread. Plus, let's not forget, she's only 19 years old. I know I spoke harshly about her in a previous video, but after cooling down, I think she deserves more understanding. That said, based on what we've seen so far, it's hard to imagine her surviving this season. But before that, in the next episode, we know she will come to terms with Jack, realizing just how much she loves him despite everything. The trailer even shows that they'll share some happy moments before Elizabeth's seemingly doomed fate plays out. That being said, the biggest question for the next episode revolves around Donald's ski resort scheme. With the entire story centered on the Dutton Ranch, this is what has me most anxious. Donald will realize that Spencer is a threat when he gets a hold of his telegraph to Kara, informing her that he's coming home. Knowing Spencer's reputation, Donald will decide to act fast, and that's when things get intense. Let me tell you, this man isn't wasting any time trying to take down the Duttons. You'll see him working to attract potential investors for his resort plans, while also making sure the town council is well aware of the Duttons' financial struggles. He'll use their difficulties in managing the ranching business as leverage to push his own agenda. Watch this video for an updated breakdown of the Dutton family tree.